I need to say that former President Trump has just started making public remarks, just as he did on the evening of his first arraignment on criminal charges. That was April, when he was booked on 34 felony counts brought by the state of New York. Now tonight, after his arraignment on federal felony charges, he's speaking again, this time to an audience of his supporters that's gathered for a campaign fundraiser tonight at his golf club and summer home in New Jersey. We knew heading into this that he was planning to make these remarks. We are prepared for his pre-fundraiser remarks tonight to again be essentially a Trump campaign speech. Because of that, we do not intend to carry these remarks live. As we have said before in these circumstances, there is a cost to us as a news organization to knowingly broadcast untrue things. We are here to bring you the news. It hurts our ability to do that if we live broadcast what we fully expect in advance to be a litany of lies and false accusations, no matter who says them. And I do not say this with any glee. I hope it is clear that this is not a glib decision. We take our responsibilities seriously. We revisit decisions like this all the time. We make the best call that we can in real time, every time. But tonight, our call is this. We will monitor that speech by the newly indicted former president. We will not carry his remarks live. If he says anything newsworthy, we promise we will turn that right around and bring it back to you. Slow us down just for a moment. If you've been doing the dishes and walking around and doing stuff, this is an important moment. This is a moment to pay attention. And this is also not something you want to rush into without thinking about it. Over the last few days, we have seen mugshots released as the 19 defendants in the Fulton County case have started turning themselves in for booking. White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows and Rudy Giuliani and John Eastman, one after the other. The Fulton County Sheriff had promised that former President Trump would be treated like anybody else, that he would get a Fulton County mugshot like everyone else. Well, just now, in the last few moments, the sheriff has released that mugshot from former President Trump. And so I'm saying we should slow down here just for a second because this is serious stuff for the nation, for who we are as a country. We have never before had a mugshot of a United States president, current or former, but now we do. Here it is. Criminal defendant and former President Donald J. Trump, presumed innocent until proven guilty in accordance with the rule of law for his sake and for ours. Whatever you think of the photo, this is not something to take lightly. Our constitutional republic depends on the very basic concept of rule by law, not rule by man. A constitutional standard under which a president is still just a citizen, and all citizens have equal standing before one system of law which applies equally to everyone. The rule of law and the health of our democracy depend not just on the conduct of this criminal case, but on our ability as citizens to take this with the sort of heft that it needs, to look at this and see it as American citizens who prize country above politics, and who ourselves prize the law rather than the fate of any one man. We have never been here before, or we are forced to consider an American president as a suspected and indicted felon, but here we are. It's remarkable itself that we have had 3 previous arrests and indictments of Trump, and none of them produced a mugshot, but Fulton County just decided to do it. The election means one of 2 things, if this is the way he's going to approach it. Either he loses the election and he goes to prison, or he wins the election, he doesn't go to prison, and is that for life, that he gets to be president? Will we keep having more elections, or no? If every election is a new opportunity for him to go to prison, do you think he allows us to have new elections? I mean, if those are the stakes, if winning the election is his plan to stay out of prison, what happens in that election if and when he does not win it? Does that kind of an election end with a graceful concession to a fair and square re-elected President Biden? I mean, if Trump and his supporters see the stakes as losing and going to prison or winning and being president, and probably president for life, how should we expect that he and the Republican Party and Republican officials in swing states are going to handle the conduct of that election that Trump may very well lose? And because we are prone to forget, we have to say out loud, I mean, that we would be remiss, we would be willfully naive to ask that question as if our politics exists in a vacuum, somewhere outside the rest of our news. As if the politics pages are totally different than the crime pages, right? As if we are not in a moment where far-right politics is coincident with far-right violence, with regular shows of force from paramilitary extreme right groups, and with acts of violence by people who are explicitly and admittedly motivated by far-right eliminationist political ideas. We are prone to forget, but we do not have to forget. So what should we know? What can we know about what happens in far-right politics when it appears to be in nexus with far-right violence that right now is just pinging off the charts?